Hi everyone, this is Michelle. Welcome back to my art journaling channel. Today I'm going to show you one double page spread in my rainbow journal, and if you stick around to the end you'll see another extra little bit as well. So I found this beautiful paper element from Marlene, one of her paper pads. I think it's the Out of the World one, and I knew I had to use this one. I just love the shape and the colors and the patterns. It's just a really, really lovely image, and it's also not too difficult to fussy cut. The antennae are quite nice and big, so it's not too faffy. I did go over to my sewing machine and I sewed all around it, and I did some bunch stitching just to make it a little bit more interesting. And now I'm cutting all the circly bits that was also on that paper pad, on that one sheet of paper, and I'm planning to use them. Okay, so to avoid all white space, I found this collage sheet in one of Marlene's black and white collage pads, and I'm just going to stick these two big chunks down. So I know it looks a little bit blocky at the moment, but don't worry, it will all blend in together at the end. I really love using text on my pages, and especially in the background with black and white. I just really, really like that look. So without cleaning the gel medium off my paintbrush, I've just gone and dipped it into my gesso, and I'm just going over everything, not covering the whole bit of the collage paper that I did, because I do want some of it to still come through when I'm done. Okay, so in the drying time, I was trying to decide what I was going to do, because I, again, had no idea. So I went in with some blue paint, and I am dipping my brush in water to make it very watery, and I really like that paintbrush stroke look. So I was quite happy with that. And some extra mark making. I did the mark making again because I had no idea what I was doing, so I just kind of kept my hand moving. And then I went in with two other blues from Marlene, and again just dipping my brush into water and blending them out. I'm not too particular about how tidy it's looking, or I'm not particular about where it's going. The only thing that I have in my head is if it goes down in one place, it goes down in two other places, because that's my rule of thirds. Now I'm sticking down my little circles, and throughout this whole process, I have, like I've said, no idea where this page is going. So when an idea pops into my head, I'm just going with it, and I will problem solve if there's a problem. So now I'm looking for an alphabet stencil, and I'm again going to do some messy stenciling. So I've got my black gesso out. I'm wetting my sponge quite a lot, and when I'm putting the paint through the stencil, I'm really squeezing hard to make it bleed through the stencil. And then I decided it's not quite grungy enough for me, so I'm giving it a little squirt of water as well, just to make it a little bit more drippy and flowy. And I'll go in with a couple of layers to make sure that some form of letters still come through. So the idea was that I wanted to have kind of a washed away graffiti kind of look. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I really, really like this look. I like that there's the water splodges there that you can still see, and I go over the top again with some more layers of stenciling just to bring more layers in. Okay, then I decided it's time for my butterfly to go down, and I'm just sticking the body of the butterfly. So I'm not sticking down the wings, those will still flap up. I did not put her right in the middle of the page. I actually did put her just to the side of the fold of the book. And now I'm just going to work on a little cluster, embellishment cluster here on the edge. I've got a ruffle and a transparency that I've stamped myself. And I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to put it down, what's going to work. And definitely leopard print ruffle, of course. And I'm putting it on with my little stapler with its pink staples. And that looked quite cute. Okay, the circles were looking a bit bland for me, and so first off I went in with white paint pen just to bring in some white space again, and now a little bit of black just to define those circles. Excuse me. Okay, now I'm going to look for a quote. But first, these little color wheels that I did with some glossy accents. I really like the color wheels with the glossy accents. I've actually used quite a few already just on the few pages that I've done. So I think I need to get more glossy accents and do more color wheels. And because I had the two glossier bits at the top, I decided the bottom also needed something, so I just popped a little heart there that also has glossy accents. And my quote is, "Nothing lasts forever." Okay, I've got this really cheap sparkly watercolor set. I really love this set. It's not a Art by Marlene product. I don't know what the name is or anything like that. I just know that it is really sparkly and I really like using it. And so I colored all of the hearts in with a reddish one, and then the yellowy bits I did with gold. And the gold is so sparkly and glittery. I really love it. And then on the white bits I went in with the white sparkly one. Of course, if I had Marlene's sparkly ones, that would have been my preference, but I don't, so I will just use what I have. And now I'm adding some splatters just to add to that grungy kind of effect. And giving everything a nice dry. You'll see me covering my little cluster there. That's because it's got the transparency. And of course, if that gets hot, it's going to melt. All right, there's another little extra bit. So you get 2 pages for the price of 1 today. I had my little embellishment cluster that I wanted to use. And again, went in with messy stenciling. But because this page wasn't gessoed, it did not work all that well for me. So, like I said, I had no idea. I will just problem solve on the way. So I tried dissolving it a little bit with water. It didn't work because the paint just soaked into the page. So I decided, okay, I will dry it off. And then I'm going to go back in with the same stencil, and I'll do that with white. This stencil is from Marlene's Advent calendar from last year. It is an absolute favorite among many art journalists. I think we all will be using this one to death. I'm using my Amsterdam acrylic titanium white paint for this because it is really nice and opaque. The Marlene's one is not quite as opaque. It's much thinner, which is lovely and it has its place. But for this, because I was trying to cover up that black, I decided I'd rather use the Amsterdam one. Okay, my little cluster going down. And I had that little white bit from the previous page that was sticking out. So I'm just looking for things to cover that up. And this is what I love about doing these little embellishment clusters and popping them on top of each other. You can add tiny little details that always keeps your eye moving and looking for more. I'm going to add a little bit of color to all of my dots. And then I'm going to call that page done. It is really easy to get carried away with this journal. The pages are very quick to come together. So probably a lot of my videos in this series will be double processes. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day, and I will chat to you again soon. Bye.